You're listening to this episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. It would greatly benefit the show.
That was like the cleanest.
Yeah, that was pretty clean.
You would know about clean. Welcome to Movie Baders with the Farx brothers. I'm Kyle.
I'm Kirk.
And you've probably already seen, I don't know if you've already seen part of this or, it's coming at the end. But we're here with Paul Ngang, who is a director and writer locally. He also, could work on your set. He costs a lot of money, but he works professionally as well. But you aspire to be a writer-director. And we asked you to come on for the Project Hail Mary episode. And we're in the non-spoiler. Thank you for coming on time, sir. We're here now with Nick Farx, who has not seen the movie. Not seeing the movie yet. He's going to see it with our mother on Friday. So if this is a non-spoiler, I just want to make clear that we are going to talk about the sun's dying. I think that's in the first
general premise.
The general premise, yeah. And that Ryan Gosling, Ryan Baby Goose, meets an alien. And then we won't say specific things that happened or how the problem is fixed. But from what I understand, those things were in the trailer. I went in never having looked at the alien. Did you go in knowing what the alien was going to look like?
Probably not really. Maybe vaguely. If it was in the trailer, then I probably saw it, but I don't remember. I wasn't going in oh yeah, alien rock.
I saw it. I'll lie. I lied. I did see him in the marketing. On social media, I was seeing memes and stuff with Baby Goose and Rocky, and I feel not fair.
I guess I've seen those too. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and it's fine because I think the overall beauty of the movie, both from a story point of view and how it's executed, are good. So that Nick can be participatory. What are you Actually, we'll go youngest to oldest.
All right.
So that he can think about it.
Uh-huh.
Ryan Baby Goose. I like the guy. I've liked the guy for a while, even though he's a pretty boy, sexiest man alive, and all those type of things.
Okay.
What are your favorite Ryan Baby Goose pictures?
Okay, I feel like I've watched a good amount.
Okay, good.
This.
I'm excited.
The most recent one I watched was Crazy Super Love. That was pretty good. That's a good one.
It is good.
Yeah.
Back when they made rom-coms, which they don't anymore.
They don't, although the drama's coming out. Got tickets for that.
Okay.
But Ryan Gosling. I would say I really liked them. Oh, La La Land. Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
You thought John Legend jazz? No.
I like La La Land.
Okay.
I like La La Land.
I enjoyed it in the moment.
Okay. I'm still in the moment.
That's lovely. I believe Moonlight was supposed to win.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would also say, honestly, Project Hail Mary might be one as well.
Well, yeah, I think it's gonna. He might get nominated. We'll debate that.
If he got
later.
nominated for Barbie, then he has to get nominated for this.
What are your Baby Gooses?
Top? Before Project Hail Mary, I want to see The Nice Guys. I really liked him in that.
I
That
stole
one's
mine.
really good.
Yeah.
Nice Guys and Barbie are my number 2 and 3. My number 1 would have to be his Goosebumps episode. Don't
Goosebumps
say
episode?
cheese and die from 1995.
That's
I
where
haven't
you're gonna
seen
build
that
up
one.
to Nick on these things. Is
Because
that
I did
Nice
excellent work
Guys.
with the material in that episode. Yeah.
You've seen Nice Guys?
Yeah, I like that
Same writer as Lethal Weapon.
one. Okay,
Yeah, so
got
if
you. That
if-
makes sense.
If one were to have watched Lethal Weapon with their father at any point, then
Yeah.
The Nice Guys will. I'm surprised if you've seen Blade Runner 2049.
Oh, yeah, he is in that.
Have you
Yeah,
seen
I like
Blade
that too. Yeah.
I've seen it.
Okay,
That's
that
really
to me is
One of his best.
I guess I like that he gets to be goofy in this because I like that
Yeah.
he's both a goofy and I watched Half Nelson back in the day when he's a
Okay.
junkie teacher
Yeah.
in the hood,
Uh-huh.
and it's a little bit white saviory, but because he's a junkie,
Right.
it balances. That was, I think, his first Academy Award nomination.
Okay.
Most of the world came to know him, as I was pointing out to my adopted mother today, through Remember the Titans.
Oh
Yeah, he doesn't play a big part in that movie though.
He's the quarterback.
He's not in it that much.
He's got long hair.
Yeah. Nobody said The Notebook. That's surprising.
Wasn't he
I've
in
never
Murdered
watched
by
that.
Numbers with Sandra Bullock? Wasn't he one of the two killers? The other one was a guy
feel like I remember seeing that today.
Is it
Like
Michael Pitt.
What? Maybe.
Another one is.
Wait, is Murder by Numbers like a Scream where they have two killers? I've never seen Murder by Numbers from start to finish.
It was like I feel like it was a wannabe 7.
Yeah.
We had a lot of going into the early 2000s. We still had we had to put up with all these 7 wannabes, and Taking Lives was one where
Yes.
Paul Dano was the.
I'm glad you're just spoiling these. You don't need to watch Taking Lives. You don't need to watch.
You don't need to watch it. Executive order. Yeah.
You should sue their ass. Happy Holy Week. This is coming out after Holy Week.
Taking Lives is one. Murder by Numbers, it was 2 teenage dipshit killers who were gonna outsmart all the and one of them was Brian. I'm pretty sure one of them was Ryan Gosling.
What is your let's debate best space movie.
Wait, you didn't even mention yours. What's your top?
Well, I got Blade Runner 2049.
Oh,
I mentioned and I think you're right that this is a bro podcast. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
ladies,
it
that we
is.
didn't say The Notebook. It's very he didn't get along with Rachel McAdams. I
Yeah,
heard
apparently
doing that. And so that's the only negative thing I've ever heard about him. I guess I didn't say Drive. Drive is a big one.
Oh,
What?
I haven't watched Drive, no.
We got to stop this right now. Stop
Watch Drive
everything.
right now.
Watch
you have
Drive.
it right there.
Probably
do.
He doesn't have it.
Oh,
no.
You've seen it though, right?
Yeah, I didn't like it that much.
Oh.
What?
He doesn't
I heard it's good.
say a whole lot.
I didn't think it was what was the point of this movie?
The point of the movie is that he helps a family, and he doesn't. It's kind of like Casablanca, but with a stuntman.
Fall Guy?
I just thought about Fall Guy.
Yeah. What about Fall Guy?
Would be
Yeah.
on my list, but that movie.
It's got great sequences, and I love that director. It's too
Who's the
long.
director?
It's too long. It should be 10
No,
minutes
who's
shorter.
the director?
Nicholas, what's his name? Winding Refn?
No. I know he has
Or
work.
you're talking about Drive or what?
Drive, you're correct, but we're talking
Fallout,
about Fall
yeah.
Guy.
Oh, Fall Guy.
That's
Fallout.
David Leitch. Yeah.
Uh,
The
Fall
guy
Guy.
who
Okay.
co-directed the first John Wick and then went off and did all of those. This is his first original movie, and it's just it's kind of like his sucker punch. It's
Gotcha. Yeah.
It's good. I like sequences.
Wasn't crazy about it.
Sorry?
Wasn't crazy about it.
I wasn't. It was too long. I
Oh,
watched
too
it
long.
twice, man. And
you watch it. It's too long, but I'm gonna watch it a second time.
I own
Get a little
it, and I was
short.
watching it the other day.
I gotta watch it a second time to make sure it's too long.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotta check my work. Yeah.
And I still
I
own it.
was tired that day.
It wasn't that I was tired. It's just it's too long. And okay, Nick won't be able to participate in this, but did you think Project Hail Mary was too long? Instead of debating which the best space movie,
I think I could have done it a lot longer. Movie.
you could have done it
Yeah.
longer.
I don't think it was a perfect length. I wouldn't say
yeah.
longer.
I thought it should have been cut down.
Yeah.
I think there's it's 2.5 hours. I think it should be 2:20. I think there's 10 minutes of fat toward the beginning. I don't think it's removing a whole
Okay.
scene or anything. I think it's just trimming around the edges, and then some of the. I don't even know, because when I watched the second time, I was going for what would I cut, why would I cut it, where would I cut it, what don't you need, and there are some excellent transitions in the movie. I would look for that. There are great. James Wan must have had an aneurysm watching this movie. That's my shot. They took my shot. Are you James? Are you a James Wan? Fast and Furious 7, Saw, Conjuring. He does it in there. He does a shot where it's you'll start here and then it'll go like that, and they do that a lot. And
Okay.
Tilt?
Okay, gotcha.
that's just a full tilt. Is that a quarter tilt? What do you call it when the camera does that? Like what James Wan does in The Conjuring a lot.
Oh, he does that? I don't remember that.
And he does he'll have someone on a chair, and they'll
Yeah.
get knocked over in the chair, and the camera will do that with them.
Oh, where they're wearing a rig with the camera on them. I didn't know that was a James Wan thing, but I don't know what the name is for it. But yeah, there's a rig
Yeah,
for
like a
that.
tilt-
If the
tilt.
camera is
It's not the one where it's straight on someone. He just Nick Farx almost fell off his own chair.
well, this fucking camping chair is makes you think you're
I
gonna
feel
fall over.
I've got more back today or something.
You have a fireplace to catch your fall though,
I will go right into the fireplace.
and we'll turn it on.
Why'd you burn?
Whoa. Too soon. Never forget. His favorite space movie? I don't know.
Favorite space
Are we still?
Interstellar.
What would we cut it? Do you
Well,
really
yeah,
go
cut out.
Interstellar?
Well, yeah, where there's scenes. Oh, Oh, wait, what was Interstellar? Your favorite?
No, I
you go too
jumped,
fast,
but
yeah.
I don't really have more to say about should you cut stuff out. It's kind of hard to say in this section.
Right.
It's also hard to say what you could add, but I mean, we could see more of the relationship between Rocky and Grace. You
Want
see
more?
more of the science. Yeah.
Well, in the
him
book,
traveling in space, him being, at the end.
they cover
that
a lot
part.
of that, but it wouldn't be cinematically interesting to
It
have
wouldn't.
more steps between without spoiling it, the progression of the relationship between Rocky and Grace.
Did anyone here read the book at all?
No.
Yeah, so it's kind of hard to make an argument then.
You read the book?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
What else they could add from the book?
Yeah.
Adopted Mother Farx did say that in the book it's a lot slower in the middle section, and the parts on Earth, I think we'll avoid saying what those are as a device, but from what I've been told from people that have read the book, I've heard this in places, and talking to like my mother, it's more clear the purpose of the Earth scenes in the movie than in the book, because like the book, it's still like you're getting more information from the Earth scenes, but yeah, and I think we're doing a good job to not spoil this.
I don't really care that much.
Do you like space movies? I feel like space movies are hard, and like Interstellar is like a movie where people are like, there's like the people who love it, and then there's like the people who are like, it's too much.
I don't like or dislike. I mean, I don't go and see a movie because it's in space, nor do I avoid it because it's in space. Although, if it's in space, it's usually going to be a long movie, and I'm more and more, as my lifespan gets, my lifespan is not getting longer. My life lived is getting longer, and I'm like, I just don't have the time for 3 hours to go sit and watch a guy float.
Your span could increase.
And like try to poop in a thing that's gonna like suck it out and shoot it into space, like whatever they do in space.
Is there a space movie that's had impact on you? Oh, wait, did you have more on pooping in space?
I would, if they could make a whole movie about that, I might see it. Austin Powers
Floating turds.
kind of did that already. We already saw him, like how that works in space.
What was it?
I said floating turds.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It might be the title of the movie.
Well, in Avenue 5, I think it's called, which is a show from the guy that invented the show Veep and the original British version. It's about how humans would, through bureaucracy, screw up being in space.
Oh, yeah.
And at one point, they eject the poop, and it circulates around. It creates like a satellite around them, like a Saturn type.
Oh wow!
You know, because it's in the vacuum of space.
Yeah.
So like, what is the next largest object that it would have mass, and then
so
they just have this.
That's
all
hilarious.
of their
gosh
circling
what was
outside
that
their
called?
windows.
What show is that?
Avenue 5.
Avenue 5.
It's an HBO show, ran 2 seasons. They elect a cannibal at the end. It's very...
Spoiler, he's
telling you that is not the spoiler.
So when the cannibal poops, you're gonna see people parts like floating
Little finger in
past
there.
your window.
Yeah, a little finger floating past after you
Nose.
poop. That's what people are coming to the Project Hail Mary non-spoiler debate for. Do you have a favorite space movie, Paul?
Honestly, I don't think I watched enough space movies to really answer that question.
Did you ever want to be an astronaut as a child?
For a little bit.
Okay.
I think astronaut, vet, but that was just like
Wait,
passing.
you oscillated between vet and astronaut?
That's one thing. I want to be an astronaut.
Okay.
At one point, I wanted to be a vet. At one point, archaeologist was in the mix too. But they're all like just like, passing thoughts.
Yeah.
you
Were
know?
you ever, were you young enough to think, well, maybe I could be a vet in space?
Okay.
Maybe by the time I get there.
I don't think
Space vet.
I was that like open-minded.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a
I didn't think that
interesting way. All right. Do we think world governments could come together to solve a problem?
Ooh. Probably not.
Because that's a big part of the movie,
It
and
is.
they discuss it at length.
They did talk about it.
And my brother doesn't like me making things political, but I heard on another show discussing this that Andy Weir, the author, has come out and said, well, I don't really like things that are political, and it's like, or I'm not trying to be political, but...
It's kind of service
I've
level
heard some
in the
stuff
movie.
about him talking, and it seems like it's kind of like he says one thing, and then it's kind of like not really the case.
It's taken another way, or
Yeah.
he maybe means it differently than how
Maybe,
it's
yeah.
interpreted. I don't know. You think the movie is surface level political?
Yeah, they
So it's
don't.
not political
They
enough
don't
for
really
you.
say a lot about the politics of the world. They're saying what the world could turn into if we don't solve the issue. People will turn on each other. That's about it.
Do you think the politics is important though? 'Cause I don't think it's the core of the story.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, if the sun is burning out, like it doesn't matter what your like
alignment
you
is.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like politics. That's sort of like transcends. I feel like that's why I hope for an alien invasion every day, because like all these different warring governments like don't have. It's something that's like above all of that, like all the bullshit like power structure that we set up with our governments. And it's like, well, yeah, we need some aliens to come just start fucking zapping people out into fucking dust.
So you think that the governments would come together?
No, I think, no. Well, what I think would happen if the sun was dying, or if there were aliens coming down. Sun
Well,
was dying?
the aliens are eating the sun. In...
Oh, that's what it is?
Spoiler.
I don't.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have spoiled something.
I don't know.
What, the
No, I don't
concept of
think-
what an alien is also.
I don't think. Oh, so it is kind of an alien movie. It's just the aliens have to be eating the sun.
Well,
I mean, if that kind of makes aliens the villain, unless you.
Is any exotic like stuff? It's hard to say. Like they may or may not go through a process of determining what life is.
Okay.
Do you agree that that's what the early sequence before when they're spending more time on Earth at the beginning than they are in space? Do you agree that it's
Spending too much time with that like sciencey.
well, I guess they kind of define what life would be within that circumstance, because we may have a determination of life for our reality, but within the movie, that first act is deciding what is life and how do we determine it.
Well, they're deciding what the alien is. I want to say more so than
Sure,
what
sure,
life
sure.
is.
Yeah.
I think maybe like in that like first act, maybe get a little bit more of Grace's character, and if we were like moving stuff around, cutting stuff, maybe a little bit more of Grace's character, a little bit. I guess the only thing you could cut would be like the science stuff, but I mean I feel like
I wouldn't want to cut that.
You wouldn't want to cut.
No, because it's like it's like them doing the actual detective work of the that's the only thing that was interesting to me. But
guess that
it's
was
completely
fun.
subjective to my interests. So
It was fun watching that, but I guess just I don't know. If I were to add anything, it would be just like a little bit more of Grace.
I don't want to spoil anything. This is a debate show. I'm debating you, disagreeing with you by saying the things we learn throughout the course of the arc. I could see how they're seeded in the second time, so that when you get to the reveal in the third act about Grace, it's okay. And in spoilers, we'll debate. I heard it interpreted one way, or I interpreted it one way, and then I heard it interpreted another way. So I'm excited to discuss that, but don't want to. Yeah. What we're debating is, would world governments come together if something was eating the sun?
I don't think they would. No, they'd find a way to
Kim
fuck
Jong
it up.
Un or Il,
Every government would try to be like the hero, and no one
agree.
would be the hero because you're out of your
All
league.
dead.
The sun is dying. You're normally like, what are countries good at? They're good at saying we have the most nukes. Well, you don't solve that problem with nukes. So what do? If you've spent your entire life preparing for a totally different problem, you're not going to be prepared.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Combine all your nukes together and like nuke the sun that's already dying? No, it's not going to work. You're not going to. The only way the government, like, it's going to come down to like who has the smartest people. In a way, it might not. It would no longer be about who has the money to have all the nukes, because I feel like there's not a correlation between who has the money to have all the nukes, who has the money to have the. I'm talking about us, like a military that's bigger than what the next 17 smaller ones combined, or whatever the number is.
All right.
Even though every 57 cents of every federal tax dollar you pay goes to the Department of War. It used to be Defense.
It still is. Hexeth can eat my fucking ass.
It can it can get undermined by a bunch of cheap Chinese drones they sell from China into places where there is current war theater going on. So what good is all the money we're spending? I think.
Well, and if they can make drones cheaply that still work, I mean, that's what I'm saying. It comes down to smarts, not money anymore.
You don't need drone stuff.
And we're obsessed with money, so it's like, versus everything else. So it's like whoever has the smartest people to figure it out is gonna be the hero.
It's interesting in the movie that they don't. There's only one addressing of like money and the economy towards the beginning. Well, like
The shopping spree scene? That part? Yeah.
There's a scene where they go shopping for something on Earth.
That was it.
The coupon joke. There's a coupon joke. When you hear the coupon joke, that's the only time they reference like, oh yeah, there's money that's supporting this operation.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Carl says it.
Carl, yeah.
The character Carl.
Yeah.
I'm being as non-spoilery as.
No, to answer your question,
Oh, thanks.
kind of to piggyback off what you said, but I think we wouldn't come together. I mean, like, if we can't even solve like global warming and stuff like that,
Or
then
world hunger. Yeah.
yeah. We're just
There you go on.
we just die.
There are bad people making too much money off of people being hungry, and like the ozone's starting to repair itself. So I'm going to argue for the world coming together. Okay, I do think Kim Jong-un would take his best scientists and let them talk to the best scientists in Russia and the United States. And I do kind of like some of the geopolitical signaling of this movie because it acknowledges there's really like 3 superpowers and they're all represented in the movie.
But why now? Why? Because the sun's dying, so only they want to come together? Why?
Well, I don't think Putin is like Hitler or Dracula, even though his ex-wife accused him of being Dracula. I think he's got kids, and he believes those kids are going to have kids. And there are Russian scientists that are working on things in labs that if we, stop working on the next disease to kill everyone, and then the vaccine that we can sell everyone to make money off of, and bombs, we could.
Don't you still want to build a better world for your kids no matter what? Even if the sun wasn't dying?
Yeah,
you should make the world a better place.
I 100% agree. I think our scope of reality is small because of what we know of the world today. Whereas, like Nick's saying, if like aliens came, that now shifts the paradigm of.
Part of it is like I think humans are just wired to not see consequences if they're far removed from the moment of the choice that's made that causes those consequences. So like people will smoke even though you tell them it's going to give you cancer eventually, but it doesn't give them cancer right now. So that's all that matters is what it does right now. And it's not doing anything to me right now except making me feel good, so I'm going to smoke. And as far as having a world for your kids to live in, the sun going out could be the equivalent of like if smoking gave you cancer instantly, no one would do it. But when it gives you cancer 20 years later, people, well, I'm not going to be the one to get cancer. So maybe the sun could be that, the sun going out could be that thing. But we have more evidence of like other things that like we don't stop companies from polluting the air and the water and the food supply. We then talk about how, we need to eat better and remove red dye from food, but we'll let them poison the food supply. But if a garbage disposal voiced fucking asshole like Robert Kennedy can come, we need to get rid of the red dye.
That was the Biden administration that did that.
Suddenly that's super important. If Michelle Obama says we should eat healthier, that's bad. But garbage disposal voice man can come and say we need to remove red dye. We're gonna now it's suddenly a priority. But oh no, we gotta let companies pollute the air and the water and the food because because otherwise they'll just pack up their bags and go home and stop making stuff.
It's a debate.
Here's my caveat too. Maybe the rich will definitely come together to help each other
Yeah, I
get
can see
off the
that.
planet and then
Build
leave
their own
us here
planet.
with
Don't
the
look
dying
up.
sun. Yeah.
It's the don't look up.
Oh, I'd be
Yes,
happy. Go
for
get the
sure,
fuck
yeah.
get the fuck out of here.
Get
Go
out
live
of
on
here.
Mars, Elon. Go fucking live on Mars and never come back. You fucking melted dildo
Great way
face
to put
asshole.
it.
It is debate show, so I have to offer a counterpoint. Did you ever think about smoking when you were a young guy? You're still a young guy, but you never thought about smoking.
No.
And do you have any friends that smoke?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
To be clear,
I mean, a lot of-
cigarettes.
Cigarettes. Sorry,
yeah, you're talking
cigarettes,
vaping
cigarettes.
or
Well,
cigarettes?
one of the great advancements we've had in the past 100 years in the United States is getting a lot less people to smoke. So if we can do that, maybe we could come together and handle a big problem.
Wait, here's the other thing. A lot of people are drinking less too, but that's
healthier.
That's healthier. But is it they're drinking less because they don't want to or they can't afford to drink? That's the other thing too.
I would use a different counterexample of here's how world government a big government can come together and do things better. Over time, 44 used to use this as an example. That's Obama. How we've changed the gradient of roads by a degree or two to make accidents less likely. And that takes years of civil engineering studies and that sort of thing to go, oh, if we change the road curve by 1 degree or 2, we will have 20% less accidents, and that's better. So my point is that yes, it's people with means. When you say the rich, those are the folks that have maybe access to more education, but there's still public policy that is done, not allowing smoking sections in restaurants because of policy we've made over time, so less people smoke. And we've made roads safer because of long-term studies that. So we can improve our world. That's my.
Oh yeah, we can.
Yeah.
Just no matter what timeline are we talking about? I haven't seen the movie
Project
yet.
Hail Mary.
So,
Oh, how far into the future?
yeah.
is it?
How long
think-
do you have to save the
I
sun?
don't know if
That's
I wanna spoil
the
that.
question.
Wait,
are we
you
talking
think you
about
know how far in the future is?
No, but the timeline in the movie that they gave, I don't know if that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
Oh, how long of a time span we're
How long?
seeing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no.
No,
How long
till
do they
the
have?
sun?
Yeah. yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
30
if that-
years.
30, okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have time. Okay. Well, that changes things a little bit.
I wanted to add something. I think we have
Please.
to consider the people that will even believe the sun is gonna explode.
Yeah.
In this day and age, that, because I was thinking will people support an initiative to save the planet, but will they even believe that the planet is gonna explode? I have a feeling or not the planet, but the sun's gonna die.
Yeah.
So I think that's another hurdle that is uniquely American.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
if it required a certain group of people to do something that, even if it's easy to do, but they're being told to do it and they don't want to do it, then they're not going to do it. Luckily, I don't think that would impact, if this were real life, I don't think there'd be anything here you'd be doing that would require people to do something here on Earth to save it, because then we'd definitely be fucked, because people don't oh, I have to wear a mask? Oh. People are fucking whiny crybabies. So
I mean, even that.
that was too
People
hard.
don't
Well,
wanna
then
do
you get
that.
into you get into the nuances of what kind of mask. If you're wearing a surgical mask outside, that's not as helpful as wearing an N95. But that's science too, right?
Yeah, but just wear. I mean, any mask would have helped. Anything to help you not get contact.
Mitigation efforts.
No one cared. People just didn't the people
Yeah.
who cried about it just didn't like being told what to do, and that's all there is to it. That's all there is to it. It's not about you could no. You're not going to change my mind
It's
on
just
that either. People don't like being
solution.
told what
Just
to
put a
do.
mask on. It's not that hard.
I don't know what we're talking about.
You also have
We're
to.
talking about COVID masks.
Yeah.
Wrong COVID.
People cried like fucking babies over fucking masks. And then so if it's an easy thing to do and they didn't believe it was necessary. I'm not here to argue whether or not how much it helps. I'm just saying it's something that people were told to do, and here's why you get told, here's why it would help if you did it, and people don't believe that, then how are you going to convince them about the sun? If there
Right.
was something that they could do to
Yeah,
help
they
the sun
could
from
do
going
something.
out, they're going to doubt it if it requires them to do something that they don't like to do, even if it's a fucking easy thing to do.
You also have
So-
to, sorry. You have
No, sorry.
You also have to think like the implications of like the sun going out, because like in the movie it talks about it, but like there's gonna be like famine and all that. That's just gonna add a whole lot of terror that like even the government won't be able to like do anything. It'll just be a lot of chaos.
Yeah, and
Like,
by the time it
imagine
happens,
the
it's too late. Probably,
toilet papers
too.
and the paper
Yeah,
towels that'll be
hoarding and
gone.
stuff. Yeah.
Like if you're
Yeah.
at famine because the sun already, unless depends on how is it getting smaller and smaller gradually, and then you lose crops and stuff. I don't know, but like if you, probably by the time you're at famine, if it's real life, you're already too late.
Rationing,
But
but
that's-
still, that's a
Even then, you're too late. Like
Yeah.
you might convince them then, but you're too late.
See, and that's where I would go back to. We are capable of, you know, as societies coming together with people specialized in an area to handle these things, and that's kind of like, I would say, a big theme of
right.
the movie is like, okay, you're specialized and willing to keep arguing your point to try and find an answer. Science. I'm trying to thread it back to the larger thing. What?
My counter is that it's gonna be
Have I-
spoilers, because I don't want to say it. The counter is because of what happens in the movie. It doesn't take a group of people though. It doesn't.
Well, you're
It does
you're,
not
you're
take a
saying
group
because
of people. Yeah.
because of a relationship that happens in the movie,
Uh-huh.
it could lead towards the plot being resolved. That would ignore the number of people that I think the movie is clear on that contribute to that spaceship leaving the ground, which is why they show you what happened on Earth.
Yeah, but they
beforehand.
also call it a long shot, Project Hail Mary. This is the last. This is one of the things we have to do, and
there is an element of faith in just the Project Hail Mary full of grace, you know.
yeah,
Like that's not unintentional by someone who is very scientific, but still there is an element of faith to. I would need an element of faith to understand that the sun is being like, okay, so you're showing me this image of these dots moving this way, and then we know about this weird thing we've been observing for I think it's been months of like, and this is not spoiler, this is all before the movie, like a line from the sun to, you know, another planet. So what's going on there? I don't even know that I can really fathom, you know, how the solar system works. You know what I mean? Because it's like something could come out and they could go, oh, you know, actually the planets all don't spin like this. Like some of them are going like that, and I'd be like, okay, sure. Like I don't know, like how. And I'm sure the way they do know is from people being on Earth and charting. Like, okay, I can see this star, I can see this moon, and you know, all these things, and charting that over time. Okay. And all of the math that we have up to this point, scientific knowledge, comes on the shoulders of everyone that came before it. Do you disagree?
I don't disagree with that. I just don't think the solution would have been found if they sent a lot more people up. There's a reason they only send a number of people up, right? This is the last shot. We're not gonna send everybody, and everybody's going. We can't afford to send everybody. We can only afford to send the select number of people up there. So they are. I don't know. Is it like are they coming together or is
I
this
think
just
the theme. So I'm arguing the positive, which I find myself doing on the show a lot. I enjoy it. Is that we can come together. The thing you could argue against the movie that I was wondering if we get to here is, does it lean too hard on American exceptionalism, since we all know Ryan Baby Goose is in the movie and he's the American.
Yeah, but they never actually say America though. That's the other thing.
He
It
could be
says
Canadian.
NASA on his.
NASA
sure he has
with
a
bunch of
patch
flags,
somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a Project Hail Mary patch as well, but like when it says NASA,
Yeah, I think
that's
America.
Maybe his
yeah.
character
USA.
is originally from Canada, just like himself in real life, because that's why he was on Goosebumps, because everyone who was an actor in Canada was on Goosebumps or in a Final Destination
because
movie.
they have federal incentive towards their film and television industry.
Yeah.
We need here.
Incentives matter.
Yeah.
Is it not a federal incentive that they built this road for 3% of the GDP of our economy?
Asking me.
I don't know.
What road? What road?
Well, it's a subsidy to the car companies for the government to build roads. So why shouldn't the government give federal incentive to make movies because every dollar spent doing that ends up helping the economy in a velocity sort of way.
Oh yeah, I
It
mean,
encourages more dollars to get spent, yada yada.
yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Should, but I don't know if it's gonna happen.
See, we agreed on something. I don't co-sign everything you guys said earlier.
No, I mean, it
the
makes
COVID and
sense,
all
but
that,
like
but-
other people don't. Other people who are in power to make those things happen don't agree with you, because otherwise we'd have more incentives.
Yeah.
These things, well, and this is where like, is government and bureaucracy science? No, but it does have a process similar to science, and they do show people going on the scientific process throughout the movie.
Yeah.
So sometimes you have to let the process play out to get to the result. Am I happy with the way the process is working out? You know, in our state at the moment, in our country at the moment. Hell, with my lunch today. Yeah, actually, my lunch was great. Just to be clear.
What'd you have?
What do you mean? It's very specific. Your lunch?
Well, I was just like, what is the scope of the world I can control? Because like I don't control everything for just the state or the country. Like we can all agree on. Oh yeah, since our industry matters towards the world, or towards our country's economy, they should incentivize it just like they do
What
cars.
does that have to do with your
roads.
lunch?
I was able to control it, and it was delicious. And it was
I think he wants to know what you had for lunch.
Yeah.
I was.
Where does that have to do with your
sweet
lunch?
chili wings. It was.
Oh.
I had
Where, though?
I had boneless chicken with sweet chili sauce.
Where?
And I don't have to tell you guys where I went.
Yeah,
for
we're
Crave?
not
What
sponsored.
No,
Crave?
actually, the place it was across the hallway from Crave.
Oh, okay. Wait.
The
Well, now we're
place
gonna
I
figure it
was,
out.
which may be a landmark in Minnesota that we're not too far from, something that everyone knows about Minnesota.
So it's Mall of America.
Yes, so
It's
that
across from here. So I'll find it out by midnight tonight. I'll
because
figure
you're
it
gonna
out.
look. Oh, here's where he had
That's where he ate his fucking chili wings. I know it now.
sweet chili. That's what I call him when I'm insulting
Move
him.
on to spoilers. I think we spent enough time on the non-spoilers. Stuff.
Oh, any thoughts on Cabin in the Woods or Bad Times at the El Royale since this movie was written by Drew Goddard? Have you seen either of those movies? No. Strong recommend for both.
Both Cabin in the Woods and
I've heard good. Well, yeah, I could personally say, yeah, Kevin was great.
Have you not seen Bad Times at the El
I've
Royale?
not seen Bad Times. No.
It's over 2 hours. It's
Well,
like one of my favorite movies,
so I'll
written and
have to-
directed by Drew
Is
Goddard.
that too long for you?
plan out.
I've watched it
5
multiple times.
sittings.
to figure out if it was long enough.
No, like because I just enjoy the sequences,
Yeah.
and even though it has somewhat extended musical sequences, I enjoyed them, and I guess the ones I'm thinking of add to the plot, so that's important to me. I feel like we barely touched on this movie, but yeah, let's move on to the.
Spoilers. Yeah, let's start with the spoilers.
He's
See
asking
you guys there.
questions.
Thank you for listening. For more JK Productions, find us on Instagram at JK Productions Team and on Facebook, JK Productions MN.
We're doing it together.
No, you go first.
Okay. With the bad hand,
What'd you do with the bad hand?
because I could.
Wow, my good hand is as good as your
That's
bad
one of
hand.
the traditions.
So Nick, who both suggested starting the podcast and is usually on the show.
Wow, you want to break that fourth wall already?
What? No, he's not in this segment. People are going to know
Okay,
Nick is not in
sure.
Nick is seeing the movie with. Well, we're brothers, but he's seeing it with our mom and dad.
Oh, okay.
His mom and dad.
Gotcha.
This weekend, so he couldn't get it before this. He's coming in the garage right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
So this is all going to be bonus probably at this point, but let's talk about where we saw the movie. Where did you
Where?
see the movie?
AMC.
In IMAX? Did you go IMAX?
I did see it at IMAX. The one in Southdale.
Okay, I
Yeah.
saw that one there. Did you go to Southdale IMAX?
I went to two different ones. The first time I saw it, I went to Southdale Dolby, and then I saw IMAX at Edina Perry. No, Eden Perry, my bad.
Wait. In Dolby, did it do the aspect ratio shift?
Yeah, only when they went to Earth, I think.
In Earth, it was
Yeah.
in. Okay.
Mm.
Did you notice that when you were watching?
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Yeah, because as people will hear, I'm going to ask you in your interview later because it's actually happening after this.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you why you shot one of your things in 4x3, but
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
save that for later. Did that? Let's debate if that works. Does it work to see the aspect ratio shifting?
I think it did.
Yeah, it didn't take away from the movie.
Yeah, and I think it was like a cut. It wasn't like a when they pan it or when it kind of grows.
Oh,
It was
sure.
a cut. So I think that kind of worked because it was like distinctly like this is Earth, this is space. Because it was like the IMAX was like in space, right? And then the
Yes.
Earth was yeah. I think that worked pretty well.
Okay.
Did it take you out of the movie?
My brother-in-law, who we met, has made the argument, my Farx brother-in-law, that when we saw Sinners, it took him out of the movie when the aspect ratio shifted. I was like, how?
How?
And then when we see it on TV, they don't notice. Like, if Mrs. Farx or my Farx brother-in-law didn't have me on the TV going, okay, and see, this is the IMAX version, we wouldn't notice. So I don't know. So I guess just as why not do the whole thing one way? Why not do the?
Because it's more expensive.
Sure,
That's
it's
probably
a,
why.
it's a
Right,
gimmick
right?
to get people. Well, first of all, it's a gimmick to get people in the screens, and they got IMAX screens for 2 weeks before Mario. So good for them. I mean, by the time this has come out, Mario's been #1 at the box office for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's gonna get $1 billion, I'm sure.
I know this is a different movie, but and you might correct me if I'm wrong, but I was thinking like Star Wars. They like advertise it as like the J.J. Abrams one, Force Awakens.
The fourth one or the seventh one. Yeah.
Yeah, like as like a shot in IMAX, but it was only like a couple of scenes. So
It was
definitely-
one scene.
It was one scene.
It was one scene. It was 6 or 7, 7 total minutes, and it was right when the Millennium Falcon. She first it was something with the Millennium Falcon toward the beginning, and I remember going and sitting up and like looking at back when the zoo, not far from where we are sitting now, had a real IMAX. Have you been to a real IMAX before?
I don't think so. Like
Okay.
like the 70 millimeter, like
That's I mean
different.
it could be 70 millimeter. So there's this version of IMAX where the screen is actually 4x3 and not just 16:9. Like the IMAX you saw it in a IMAX. Okay, you're aware of Limax.
Limax. Oh,
That's
I didn't
what
hear. I didn't hear that.
I call AMC IMAXs Limaxes.
Yeah.
Because they're 16:9 the aspect ratio, but like an actual IMAX would be full screen. It'd be 4x3. And when you go to like an actual, like I went to Phoenix, and that's not where the IMAX is. I think it's in Tempe, the town next. They have a Twin Cities like us.
Got you.
They had like an actual IMAX, and like when you go into an actual IMAX, it's dizzying to like walk. Yeah. Whereas like, so I don't know if that's how this is for this. I would like to hear somebody, because then when you're watching the parts that are not in IMAX,
Right.
I feel like you notice it a lot more in like extreme IMAX. Like Oppenheimer did that, like within scenes, like they take you out of Oppenheimer when they'd within a scene switch between the IMAX, or they didn't do it as much within the scene on Sinners, but they did do it in Oppenheimer.
Yeah, I don't think it really ever took me out. I think the one in Sinners, I think, being a filmmaker, you're kind of conscious of it, but like I think it works. I think it like
That is Nick Farx calling me. Let's take this.
Yeah, alright, we could
I'm gonna take
pause
this
it.
live, and then I want you to finish your thought. As hey, you're live on Movie Baiters with the Farx brothers. I'm Kyle.
First call in. I'm Kirk.
Oh,
He hung up.
hung up.
Oh man, first
Sounded
caller
great.
hung up.
wow.
Dang.
Oh, damn it. I was gonna like drive
First
around
caller.
his own house for an hour.
Oh, did he not? I thought he was in the garage. He doesn't come in.
I have no idea. Nick, if you're in the garage, come in. Please keep this all in. Sorry, finish your thought. We'll give you a clean, and then we'll take a pause.
Well, I think just for Sinners, it was like, it worked. Like, it worked for the story and, like, it growing. That's the one I remember most. I think now I'm remembering more, like, the one at the end with, like, the two brothers, like, at the sunset. That one. I think that was a beautiful shot. I mean, with that shot, it should be shot in IMAX. I just don't, I guess, remember all of them, but I think it worked.
Did you, so as a young, and this is kind of an interviewee style question in this debate, as a young, you're younger than us, no offense. Did you grow, like, what does IMAX mean to you? It meant growing up, it was like a faraway thing, but like, it feels like if you're growing up in Minneapolis, you would just have an IMAX
Right.
down the street.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been something that I've had access to. It's not something I have to. Well, I guess I've been doing Limax, so I've never really truly experienced it. But I guess it's not something where I have to like walk 100 miles to go see an IMAX.
I never walked 100. I drove to Chicago a couple of times to watch
okay.
movies in IMAX.
Oh wow,
But that was real IMAX.
real IMAX. See, I would do that. But I mean, for me, it's just like it's really cool to see movies in IMAX, but it's not. I don't know, something too crazy.